Descriptive research design. In a descriptive research, the investigator does not manipulate the variables or arrange events to happen. Descriptive research involves events that have already taken place or would have taken place even though there had been no observation or description. Thus, a descriptive research may be undertaken to study the administrative machinery for educational planning in different provinces, or causes of low female participation rate may be investigated by studying community attitude towards female education. In these studies, the planning machinery is already in existence and the process of planning is going on. The researcher cannot cause any change and study its impact. He can only describe and analyze the existing phenomena and may, at times, try to relate it with some factor, e.g., community attitude, in case of low female participation rate. According to Best, descriptive research describes and interprets what is. It is concerned with conditions or relationships that exist, practices that prevail, beliefs, points of views or attitudes that are held, processes that are going on, effects that are being felt, or trends that are developing. Descriptive research sometimes also investigates how an existing phenomenon is related to some preceding event or what was the effect of that preceding event on the present conditions. Its process involves gathering and tabulating facts, an element of analysis and interpretation, comparison or contrast of variables, as well as their measurement and classification. An investigator, studying cause of low female participation rate, may try to assess the role played by parental attitudes, poverty of parents, non-availability of female teachers, distance of school from home, non-functional curricula, etc., through obtaining the views of parents, teachers, community leaders, and out-of-school girls through a questionnaire. He may then compare the views of fathers, mothers, and daughters with one another and with those of the views of community leaders and teachers. On the basis of the analysis of data, he may also interpret the results. The importance of this type of research lies in the fact that not much progress can be made in solving problems unless we possess descriptions of the phenomena with which we work. To continue with the example of the research study cited in the preceding pan, it is obvious that no effective policy can be formulated or to measures can be adopted unless we know why concerned parents did not send their daughters to the school, and that role was placed by community leaders and teachers. Steps in a descriptive research. In descriptive studies, the researchers follow certain procedures and steps and do not merely present private convictions or data based on cursory or casual observation. According to Van Dalen, the following steps may be taken by the investigate to carry out a good research: examine their problematic situations, define their problem and sometimes state their hypotheses, list the assumptions upon which their hypotheses and procedures are based, select appropriate subject and source materials, select or construct techniques for collecting the data, establish categories for classing the data that are unambiguous, appropriate for the purpose of the study and capable of bringing about significant likeness, differences, or relationships, validate the data gathering techniques, make discriminating and objective observation, describe, Ana one ye and interpret their findings in clear and precise terms. Let's have an activity now. A descriptive research study has been developed according to the steps suggested above. Use the blanks provided against each step to develop another such study in the area of educational planning and measurement. A good descriptive research is not a bare description. It is, in fact, a collection of evidence on the basis of a hypothesis or theory, tabulation and careful summarization of data, analysis of results to draw meaningful generalization that will advance knowledge. Data of descriptive research may be expressed, I, qualitatively in verbal symbols, or 2, quantitatively in mathematics symbols. Qualitative data word descriptions may predominate in studies that examine the general nature of the phenomenon. An example of use of no quantitative data would be a study of the educational conditions and practices in other countries. A survey of primary education in different provinces would require verbal data concerning the administrative machinery for planning and execution, the priorities of the provincial government and socio-cultural hurdles in the way of universalization of primary education. Qualitative studies help workers identify the significant factors to measure. A study may consist exclusively of one form or may contain both forms. Types of descriptive research. Different writers have classified descriptive research in different ways. Van Dalen has placed descriptive researches in 3 categories: survey studies, interrelationship studies, developmental studies. According to him, some studies fall exclusively within one of the 3 areas, but others have characteristics of more than one of these categories. A detailed description of these categories of research is given in the following sections.